Well, everybody, we've arrived back in Miami. It's about 6:45 to 7 o'clock in the morning. As you can see down there is the Voyagers, Virgin Voyages Terminal V. You can probably hear some of the clanging around. We know we have a couple Carnival ships in, a couple NCL ships, MSC, a couple others. It's a busy day in port today. As for us, we're going to be going to a UPS store when they open at 10 because we need to send some of our stuff back so we have room for the liquor and our luggage and some of the other souvenirs. So we're going to send a bunch of our shoes back that we're not going to wear. But let's see. I just got my notification. My luggage must be leaving the ship because it's too far away from me now. But yes, it's time for us to leave our wonderful cruise. This is our 9th day. You don't stay on the ship very long the last day. Although Virgin does let you leave later than most. Like a lot of cruise terminals, they're like, get the hell out of here by like 8 o'clock. Here we have until 10:30. So we're going to get a quick brunch. We're going to eat with some friends. And I think it's raining? No, maybe that's just choppy water. Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out. Anyways, as I sit in the hammock a little bit because it got a little too hectic when I laid back down. It's just getting really noisy out here. I'm hoping you guys hear all this, but yeah, our cruise has come to an end. I have some photos of the horizon over there where the sun should be coming up and some of the ships that are in today. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, our goal for today, I probably won't be doing much filming of this. We'll probably do like a check-in at the airport. And that's about it. I'm not going to do them when we get home. It's going to be like almost midnight. And I'm not going to feel like recording. I'm just going to crash. So, anyways, until we meet again, well, like I said, we'll talk at the airport for a little bit. And maybe summarize our thoughts since we're going to have a couple hours to sit at the airport. And talk about our cruise, what we did and didn't like. And you can hear, like, they're unloading all the luggage right now. So, yeah, it's really noisy. I mean, this thing turns around and there's another cruise today. Everybody's going to be boarding on this ship after we all get off. So, anyways, we'll see you in a little while. It's a busy day in port today as we're disembarking. We got Scarlet Lady, Carnival Celebration, Carnival Magic, NCL Aqua, NCL Seascape? No, there's MSC Seascape, and there was another NCL too. I think it might be Wake, something like that. But, and then there's also, I believe, Symphony of the Seas, you said. So, it's a busy day. We got a nice sunrise here, clear day. But yeah. Well, Richard, we enjoyed your boat. I'm glad you're kicking us out now. It makes us sad. We did eat your breakfast. It was a little late today, though. But otherwise, we've enjoyed it.
It seems like it was sitting around for a while.
Right. Safe journey.
Safe journey.
All right.
Safe journey.
Yeah, we'll probably see you.
Okay, well, we had to switch to the iPhone because I'm not getting my camera stuff out for this. But we are at MIA, Miami International Airport.
Yep, we're at the airport. We just ate.
And we got here very early. I'm not even magneting this thing up. I'm just freeling, wheeling, dealing at this point. I got my little adapter on it, so. But yeah, we got here early, and we thought we knew we weren't going to walk around with 4 suitcases for like 2-3 hours before we checked into the airport. So the way we figured was we just get here, get early, get through the check-in process. I will say that The lady here was really nice. The lady
Which
checked our
lady?
bags. Our bag was like probably 7 pounds overweight,
Yeah.
and she did
She
not
didn't
charge
say
us.
anything.
She just said, "No, go ahead. Here you go. That's fine. That's fine." I was like, "Oh, thank God." Because man, they get expensive when they do their overcharges. So, but yeah, so we're gonna be here till roughly about 4:25, which is when they'll start boarding. Flight takes off at 5.
Maybe she said that because your previous bag was like way under 50, so maybe she just evened it out.
Maybe, maybe. Was it way under?
Yeah.
How much was it?
I thought it was like 40.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Maybe she
Maybe she just gave me the balance of it. Said, "Oh, you got 100 pounds of baggage," so which works. So yeah, we had to spend like $150 at UPS to mail a package of stuff because we just ran out of room in our freaking suitcase, and we had to put 4 bottles of alcohol in there, and
Other stuff that we
and it was really funny because the guy saw me like pulling all this alcohol out at the UPS store, and he's like, bro, bro, you're not sending that, right?
You're
You're not gonna be
sending that
sending.
through the mail.
And I was like, no. I said, that's what I got these for. I said, I'm sending the stuff I'm taking out of the suitcase to get
So I can put that
in. So I can put that in the suitcase. And he was like, oh, that's okay. That's okay. But he was really nice. If you ever hear it's the UPS store it's on Southwest First Street. And
Very cool.
they were very nice. They taped up our bag, put in extra padding for it, like all the stuff that he could have charged me for. Like he could have had me just buy a roll of tape. He was like, "Nah, I got you. I'll tape it up for you. Don't worry about it." So like that was really nice. I mean, he sold us the box, but I get it. You got to sell us the box. But yeah, overall, pretty smooth experience. Although I'm gonna say it's really kind of shitty. Like two things. So at MIA, our gate is right in front of security checkpoint 3. But they don't have a pre-check or pre-check line there. You have to walk all the way over to Terminal E, essentially, and go through security checkpoint 5. Then you go through there, and then you walk all the way back to the D
Where
gates.
you were.
And basically, when you connect with this terminal, if you look to your right, it's like, oh yeah, security checkpoint 3. It's like right down there. So that kind of sucked. The other thing that's weird, and it may not just be related to this airport, because I was trying to think about it, and I was like, oh, maybe it's other airports too, because I don't remember seeing like a Bojangles in the Raleigh Durham airport. But like, I wanted to get like like we're here for a while, so we're like, hey, we're gonna get some food,
Some
and
local
I was
food
like,
to
oh,
this
maybe
area.
I was like,
Nothing.
I should, and I don't want to say local cuisine because I'm not looking for Cuban or anything like that, or South Miami cuisine. I was looking for this like a fast food place that's like
Local
native
to
to
this
the
area.
area. You know, like I said, when we went to Raleigh Durham, you know, you go to like Bojangles or the Cookout or something like that, right?
Zaxby's
Or Zaxby's too is another chicken place that's out there, right? But like, I thought maybe we'd find one of those fast food places in the airport here, and it's like, no, we don't have that. But I should also relate a really funny story while I'm here. So as I was walking to get our food, they had this announcement, and they were calling this party of 8 and another party of 2 or 3. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know, your flight. And I forget where their flight was going. It wasn't the Punta Cana one. I just happened to see that gate while I was walking around. But their flight, I forget which one it was. They were like, you know, this is your last boarding call. We're looking for you guys. We're taking your luggage off the plane right now. And I was like, as we make this announcement, I was like, oh, damn. Even if they make that plane, their bags are coming later.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
They're going to have to come back to the airport to get their fucking bags.
Hopefully
That
they show up
sucks.
later.
So, yeah, they ain't playing around here at the MIA airport. It's like, if you're running behind, they're just going to shuck your shit off the plane and be like, nah, dog, you're out. We'll ship you your stuff sometime later. maybe you'll get it. I don't know. But
Hopefully, we don't ship it to
they
another
have
destination.
shipped they have changed our gate multiple times. So we started at D44. That was D40. Then at one point, my pass said D47 for like a hot second, and then went back to D40. So I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not even confident that we will still be at D40. I don't know if that means that our plane is changing, because that happened to us last time. Remember, they didn't change our gate, but like, remember, all of a sudden, like, wait, we're in 10B now. What the fuck happened? Why are we in different seats? So if you click on, oh no, go back, or I guess you could do that. I was gonna see if it would tell you what airplane was on there. Oh yeah, go ahead and add it. So it is a 737. I guess you can add all.
737, 800.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's going to do it for us right now. I just thought I'd give you an update. Like I said, I don't have a lot of footage that's coming today just because we're traveling. I don't even know if we will see the Austin airport. Like I said, our flight that's coming in is technically, it changes flight numbers and then leaves again. So I don't know if they're going to make us get off the plane. Sorry, my hand was getting in the way there. I don't know if they're going to make us get off the plane and then get back on. But it's kind of a weird thing. So we'll see what happens there. If we get off the airport, I might try to do like a quick update. I probably won't even have mics for it. You're just going to have to deal with iPhone sound, and I'll have to fix it in post. But yeah, and then we'll kind of maybe just say, hey, we hit the ground. We're driving home. End of trip. Sad face. So we'll see you then. Bye.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here, aka mclazyj, and we're you probably noticed that, this is part of my vacation video series, my Scarlet Lady series, but I'm obviously not on the Scarlet Lady. But I wanted to kind of do a wrap up because we really didn't get to do kind of a final travel day because, like, we recorded a little bit at the airport, but I really didn't record much because our entire day once we got off the ship became a nightmare clusterfuck of events. Excuse my French, but that's how it went. So, we enjoyed a lovely brunch in the morning that day. I think I've got some footage from that. I did post a short when we got back into port. The vacation was over. We were kind of sad. But yeah, we had a lovely brunch with some friends that we met on the cruise. You've probably seen them in some of these videos that we've done now with Andy and Liz. They were great. They were a lovely couple from the outskirts of London. So we had some nice chats about my time in the UK and just having a great time playing shuffleboard and having drinks and, you know, just having a good time. But we decided we were going to have some brunch on the last day together, just one kind of final hang and talk and just kind of go over our plans. And all in all, everything went good. I had a really nice steak and egg breakfast. The eggs, as always, were a bit runny. It just seems to be a running theme on Virgin. Like, I don't know why, but the eggs are never, their scrambled eggs never get cooked through. They're always slightly runny. But we had a great brunch. Getting off the ship, super simple. Going through customs, super simple. Because we used a passport, we just got to do an optical scan. Walk in front of a camera, scans us, says who you are, United States citizen, bam, walk on through. If you used, for some reason, a birth certificate, whatever, to get on because you, for some reason, had issues with your passport, whatever, then you had to go through and meet with a customs agent, all that kind of stuff. So, like, there was no declaration or anything, which was really crazy because I was like, oh, I was thinking I might have to pay some declaration taxes on alcohol or stuff that I bought. But no, we just basically walked off the boat and into the terminal and then out to get your car and your Uber and whatever you were doing. So we had to make a side detour to UPS. We had to ship some stuff back because we just had too many souvenirs and things that we bought. and couldn't fit them in our luggage. So we shipped off a chunk of stuff, and packed up the liquor in the bags that I had, repacked all that stuff, and went on our way to the airport. We got to the airport really early. Got to the airport around 12:30 to 1 o'clock, right? Our flight wasn't until 5. I didn't care. There wasn't really anything I was going to be able to do. I didn't want to lug luggage around. I know some people did like the big bus, jump on, jump off tour, but we knew we had to go to UPS. They had a finite window where they were open from like 10 to like 2 or 3, whatever it was. So we knew we had to go there first. And we just said, you know what, fuck it. Let's just go to the airport, get through, and we can get something to eat when we get over there. Like we can have a snack later or something like that, right? So we go there and everything's fine. And then they change our gate. So we're like, great, we got to go back to it. We got to go to another gate. So we were at gate 44, then to gate 40. It's like, okay, that's not too bad. And we sat there for a while doing our thing, just waiting. And then we noticed that they were like, hey, there's going to be some delays getting on your plane. The mechanics are doing some stuff, and, we're going to have to delay the plane. Now, after 40 minutes, the flight crew is still sitting outside the plane. Like, they're just waiting to get in. So the fact they haven't been able to get on makes me think, crap. This can't be a good thing. But, you try to be patient. Okay, we get to 5 o'clock. We haven't even boarded on the plane yet, right? We get to 5:30, still haven't boarded on the plane. Get to about 5:45, and they're like, yeah, this plane's not going to be in service. We're going to have to put you on a different plane. So we have to get another plane. Okay, is it coming to this gate or another gate? Oh, yeah, it's going to come to this gate. They'll move this plane. They'll bring another plane in. Cool. Then all of a sudden, nope, your gate's been changed. You're at 47 now. Great. Go to gate 47. Get in line again. Oh, we got a delay. Oh, we got to wait. Well, no, first we had to wait for the plane to show up. Then there's a delay. Another delay, getting baggage swapped around and whatnot, right? And then we finally get on the plane. And shortly before we were about to get on the plane, we get a notice that pops up and says, you've been rebooked to 7 a.m. Monday morning in Austin. And we're like, well, wait a minute. Our connection's in Austin. Like, originally our plane was going to come in, land in Miami. We're going to get on that plane, and it was going to go to Austin. And then it was going to change tail markers. Not tail markers. It was going to change. The flight name was going to change. So it was going to go from AA 2840 to AA 1240 or something like that, whatever it was. We actually had different seats on that second leg, but it was the same plane. That plane was supposed to then take off from Austin 55 minutes later and go all the way out to LA. But because the plane that was supposed to make that haul broke down and we had to switch to a new plane, that plane's flight crew had already flown. They were going to be flying their max flight hours when they came into Austin. So they could not continue the leg to LA legally, and which is fine. You know what? I don't want pilots trying to fly beyond their means, because that's when mistakes happen, right? So they couldn't get us on another flight because by the time we got into Austin, it's like 9 o'clock. Or 8:37, 9, right around between 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, when we were supposed to be there at like 7. And there's very limited flights going out at that point to LA. There was a Southwest flight, I think a United flight, and one other American flight. And they had already moved the max amount of people on that Miami flight. So basically it meant we got shafted and had to wait till the next day to get on another plane going to LA. And And essentially, it basically became that we had to get a hotel. I had to call. Now, number one, I asked, hey, where's customer service? I asked our gate lady when we got off the thing at gate 30, where's customer service? She said, you got to go to gate 28 for customer service. I go to gate 28, talk to the lady. She's like, there ain't no customer service here. I'm like, well, they just told me at gate 30, this is where customer service is. Oh, we don't do customer service. You don't need to talk to me. We don't do any of that here. You got to go over and do this somewhere else. So it's like, well, that's kind of a real shitty attitude. I mean, that's fine. If you're going to tell me I got to make a phone call, then tell me I got to make a phone call. But don't be a shit about it. I don't know. Ask your fellow coworker why they sent me over here. Don't get on my case because I just came over here. So I call and I talk to the lady. The lady on the phone was very nice. She was very kind. She did get us our hotel voucher, which we used. She did give us meal vouchers, which I'm going to say something American. I understand it can be expensive when you have to make these, especially when it's on your cause that we were delayed into another day, right? But to try to tell me that my meal voucher for $12 per person is enough to buy a meal in the airport is kind of ridiculous. Because I would love for American Airlines to show me in this airport where I could eat for $12. Because what I got crosses a very thin line of what is a meal and what isn't. Because all I was able to get the next day in the morning with my food voucher and with my meal voucher for me and my wife. Number one, you have to split them up separately. You can't combine the two meal vouchers into one. So I had to do 2 orders for this poor guy at Einstein Bagel Company so we could get 2 bagels and a Gatorade each. That was our meal. That cost $11. We went and walked around and like they had Flyways, chicken sandwich place. A meal was like 13 something, 14 something. So my travel voucher wouldn't have covered that. I would have had to pay for more of it. Don't even get me started on the Salt Lake barbecue place where, a plate started at about 20 some odd dollars. So, yeah. Anyways, they did give us some compensation for meals. Was it enough? I don't think so. They should probably revisit that. But at least they did it, and I didn't have to fight and argue it. However, so it comes next. They did put us up at a Fairfield Inn. I know what some people are going to say. That's Hampton Inn. Some people are going to say, ooh, Hampton Inn, cheap. It's actually a very nice room. Very nice hotel. Very nice staff. Very accommodating. Free shuttle to the hotel and back. So that was great. It was close. It was like 2 miles away from the hotel. From the airport. Took like 15 minutes to get back there in the morning. Okay. At this point, we have now found out that our bags already got to LA. And they are at the baggage claim office, right? We also found out that originally we had seats at 22. B and C, I believe, which was a middle and an aisle seat. Our seats now on this new plane were literally the last row of the plane. We were in row 33. E and F. basically window seat and middle seat. Now, the cool thing was we ended up having nobody sitting on the outside, so we actually were able, we had a row to ourselves, which was nice. I did appreciate that. That was actually really cool, and I did really appreciate that. But man, I'm going to tell you. That I did not like being in the last row of the plane. Being right by the bathroom sucks. Not because of it stinking. It really didn't have a stink to it. It's just you have a ton of foot traffic coming back and forth constantly. So, so that wasn't the greatest situation, but at least we were on a flight. At least we were going to get to LA, right? And we did. Plane took off. Plane got us all the way to LA. We got landed. We were ahead of schedule. We landed about 20 minutes earlier than we were supposed to. And you're thinking, that's great. Until the gate we were supposed to go to was not open. And our plane taxied around the runway, or taxied around the infield, or the waiting area, 3 times before we were finally able to pull in front of our gate. So we ended up getting to our gate after the time we were supposed to get to our gate originally. Even though we landed early, we had to drive around for 30 minutes waiting for a gate to open up. And as we said, we couldn't just leave. We had to go and get our bags. Now, to their credit, getting the bags was easy. Finding the place I had to go to get the bags was not. Because there's no sign that says baggage claim office. There's no sign for American baggage claim office. And when you're told, when you're told to go to the baggage claim office, you figure that's where your bags are, right? No. We had to go around the corner to another place to actually get the bags. So, excuse me. Yeah, we had to go to a different place. After we go there, they scan it and they say, yes, your bags are here. You need to go to the baggage pickup spot. I'm like, well, isn't that this? No, it's a different spot. And again, no signs for it. You just kind of have to ask people that work there to kind of point you in the right direction till you get there. And we did. We got our bags. Waited for the shuttle to come around. Got on the shuttle. Now, mind you, we still got one more issue with this thing. 2 more things that are going to happen here. So we get back. We locate our car. We're all excited. Get the car. Everything in there. Car won't start. We need a jump. We think that it could have been one of the lights inside inadvertently got hit as we were, getting around and navigating whatever. And we still had battery power, like the radio would turn on, just there wasn't enough to crank the alternator. To get a jump, we had to call our Geico, our insurance. Takes 85 minutes for the guy to show up. And the parking people won't let him in to do a jump. They say, no, you have to take a ticket and you're going to have to pay. So I end up having to pay $10 for this guy to be able to come in, jump my car, and then leave. Right? Then I have to get with the attendant. I'm trying to leave. Won't let me leave. I call help. because we've been there, we've outstayed our ticket. I bought 2.5 extra hours of time on my ticket when I booked it, just as a precaution of a delay or anything. However, I didn't buy coverage to go all the way into the next day. And they do have a 2-hour grace period, but I went way beyond that. So now I had to pay $35 for basically another day of parking. That's where I'm trying to get money from American Airlines right now. I've opened up a claim because I wouldn't have had to pay that $35 if their flight wouldn't have been so delayed into the next day. Even if I would have taken the latest flight that they had and they had found a way to get me on that plane, I would have landed inside the 2-hour grace period and I would have been able to get out of there. So I had to pay a $35 fee. And I am currently in the process of trying to get that out of American. I haven't heard anything back yet, but I've filed my claims. We'll see where it goes. I included all my flight information, the gate changes, the cancellation of the flight, the rebooking of a flight by American. I didn't do any of that. All in all, after we finally got a jump, finally paid the bill, get on our way. We finally got home. We had to pick up, at that point, we're like, well, we're going to pick up our cat, because originally we were going to come home on Sunday and just sleep, and then pick the cat up on Monday, mid-morning. So now we're just like, well, it's already Monday. We got to go pick him up, because we both got to go back to work tomorrow. We got the cat, got home, and by the time I got all the luggage in the house and just had a chance to sit down, it was like 1 to 1:30 in the afternoon. My whole plan for this trip is that I purposely booked our flight, even though I knew it was going to come in late. I booked it with the idea and the inclination that I would have all of Monday to just kind of unwind from this travel. And instead, I was just a tense bundle of nerves that had gotten jammed up at the, I was just jammed up there, and I was not happy about that entire process. It was very trying and frustrating for it to happen the way it did. But like I said, American did go out of their way. They got us our stuff. Our luggage did show up when it was supposed to. That was my biggest concern. My luggage was going to be like left in Miami or left in Austin, and I was going to be trying to figure out how to frick to get it. But everything came back. Everything got here. Everything was good. And everything happened the way it was supposed to, right? We got home. Everything was safe. But it was just a very trying trip. I've never had a flight issue like that complicated before. I've had gate changes. I've had like half-hour delays and whatever. I've never had something where they're like, nah, you're not flying home till tomorrow, bro. I've never had that happen. That was just really kind of insane. So, at first we were confused. We thought it was our Miami flight. We're like, wait a minute. You mean we're stuck in fucking Miami until Monday morning? Because that would have sucked. So, point is, we got home and we had a good trip. The cruise was amazing. It was, super phenomenal. I'm hoping that you enjoy all the content that comes with it, and that comes with all the videos I put together. I hope I do a good job putting them together. I hope you've been enjoying them. I will be putting them up by days. So I'm going to start editing day 0 today. I'm going to start editing day 0. By the time you have watched this part of this, I should rephrase this. I hopefully at this point you have watched these videos and you have enjoyed them. And the editing process takes a bit of time, but as you've seen with each of these videos that have come out, I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope they've been informational. I hope I've been able to give you a little insight to a first-time cruiser's look at how all this stuff comes together, how we how a first-time cruiser handles cruising, and just overall Virgin Voyages is a brand, and how it really surprised me. Like, I wasn't sure. I was very concerned with being bored, and it seemed like at the end, before you knew it, each day was over, and you were just like, oh man. And you do end up doing a lot of stuff. Like, you don't think that you do, but like, we packed in a ton of stuff that we did every day. You know, on our sea days, we were always busy doing trivia and all kinds of stuff like that, or playing shuffleboard, or playing in the arcade, brushing up on my Mortal Kombat skills, and being like, oh God, muscle memory's coming back now. Starting to take fools down left and right. It's great. All in all, just a fantastic experience. I am very curious to compare it against going on a Carnival cruise and how that's going to be. Like I said, my goal, and I apologize that this one's coming the way it is. I'm obviously already back home. I'm obviously driving home from work. This isn't the day of, or day 9 or 10 or whatever you want to call it, of our cruise, the travel home, because our travel home was a nightmare, and we were running around so much, we never really had chance to film much during that period. So, and by the time we got back to LA and the car is dead, we're just so frustrated. We were just getting so angry. Like, it just wasn't prudent for us to try to film, because we were just angry. We were snapping. Me and my wife were snapping at each other, and we're just, because it's just like everything's gone wrong. It's like we had this gorgeous, beautiful vacation. We had perfect weather. We had a great time at every port we went to. We saw fascinating things, interesting cultural items. I mean, it was a fascinating trip to just see these areas, to enjoy parts of our country that we don't really talk about much, and we don't think about as much in regards to, like, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. It's like, those are American territories. They, you can fly there with a driver's license. So it was a fascinating trip. I highly recommend it if you get a chance. If you want a cruise with no kids on it and everything, yeah, get on a Virgin cruise, check it out. You'll pay a little more up front, but man, all the employees seemed really happy. Our cabin attendants were so fantastic. Jose, Katie, thank you so much. They were in here in this vlog. I tried to get a bunch of the people that we dealt with. I tried to get them in this vlog too. The people, all these employees were so fantastic, and they really genuinely did seem like they enjoyed being with Virgin and working with Virgin. Our happenings cast was great. They were a little rough around the edges, but it was their first solo sailing, so this was like them flying solo after riding shotgun with the previous cast. So this was the first time, so they were learning a lot of things, and they were, for them it was a whole new experience. So I was really happy to meet with them and talk with them and learn from them. So all in all, It was a phenomenal experience. It was very, like, it was another one of those things where you just sit there and you stare out and you're just amazed at the things you see and the beauty that you see, and you realize, like, this is our planet and it's just so amazing. So I recommend a cruise for everybody. I recommend Virgin Voyages, the cruise line, as a great cruise to go on. If you don't have kids or you want to get away from your kids, it's fantastic. You're not going to find a bunch of water slides and a water park, all that stuff. It is very fitness focused, but you're going to get fabulous food, tons of entertainment, a cast of people that are going to do everything they can to entertain you, a shipload of employees that no matter what are happy to answer every question. They always seem like they're in good spirits. They're always willing to do what they can to accommodate you and do the things that you need for that are necessary for you to get done. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Loved everyone on the ship. All the employees were fantastic. Everybody we dealt with was great. Met a ton of new friends that were hoping. Met people that had subscribed to the channel. That was weird. Like in public. Like, oh, I subscribed to your YouTube channel. And it's like, whoa. I had like 2 people that were like that caught up with me and just said, hey, I subscribed to your YouTube channel. I saw your packing video. And it's like, whoa. And that was really fun. The people, everybody was just great. They were all good people. So I recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a cap on our first big travel vlog series. Scarlet Lady, Eastern Caribbean Antilles, 2025. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye.